Hey everyone, welcome to Seated with Strangers. This season, we're exploring the topic of unsubscribing from pop culture and social norms. My name is Brandy Anderson, and I'm seated with Patty B and Taylor Ford. On today's show, we'll be talking about unsubscribing from the influence of influencers.
Ooh. Okay, so let's just jump right in. What do you guys think qualifies someone to be an influencer?
Hmm.
Someone that has a story to tell. Someone that has a story to tell. Someone that's going to first and foremost be authentic. And then they're going to be. I find they have to be trustworthy. And I'm thinking of influencing across the board, not just influencing on like for money and anything, but just I guess I'm thinking about. I'm going to. I just block out the false influencers. I'm not gonna say I've canceled them, but I know what it is now. I'm woke to the game of
Oh
these
Lord.
influencers. I mean, you just. I guess guys give me a backseat. Like, girl, just it's not about this. You can have 15,000 followers and not have an experience with a customer on an intimate level. Yet you can have 100 followers and you could have the best connection with your customer. It's more to it
Hmm.
in regards to it. I guess it's like influencing is in the eye of the beholder. It just depends on what your opinion is on what are your values. I think everyone's values are different, so their influencers, like what they may think qualifies someone as an influencer, may be different than the next person. So I know
Yeah.
I'm not checking for somebody for a fitness program when I've been in the gym early in the gym with the videos to prove. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, give me raw and uncut.
I think the
Right.
first thing that comes to me to my mind is just the simplest, the simplest of concepts is someone who can capture your attention with whatever content they create.
Hmm. So good. I like that. I agree with both of you guys. I think it's someone who offers value to other people, someone that can make you, I guess, in this age where we're living in like the digital age as with social media influencers, not everyone is an influencer to me. I think it's subjective and depends on the individual. Like, I'm not influenced by like makeup influencers or beauty influencers, but if it's like
Hmm.
cooking or traveling or like wealth influencers, people that offer value in terms of the things that I'm interested in, that's like an influencer to me. And also people that can persuade you in terms of social media influencer to buy certain products or things like that. I think that qualifies someone to be an influencer.
Which is interesting because you look at some of the people who have become influencers and you're surprised some of the content, and we think of some of the first ones, I'll say the first social media influencers that really started to get big, like Kim Kardashian, and we know why she got big. We won't have to go into all of that. However, I think looking back, I never would have thought when we first encountered her that she would become the brand that she is and influence as many people in a certain demographic as she has. Never
Mm.
would have thought that. So sometimes I think it comes from the least likely of places as well.
Mm.
I would say another thing, something that can also qualify someone as an influencer, and I'm not going to say that. I would say, are you aware of who's looking at you? Is your content proper? I'm not going to say proper, but is it
A good example.
PG?
Hmm.
Is it a good example to people, to the younger followers that you know are watching, even if you are not responsible for them? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? What you know, but yeah, are you socially responsible?
Right.
Because the kids are what
That
they
was
coming
something
up
that
behind us.
that was something that people were saying or emphasizing back in the 90s. Yeah, taking it back to that. When Jordan was really popular, when, gosh, Dennis Rodman, those two, they were saying to them, you need to portray yourself. You have all this influence. These kids are looking up to you.
Mhm.
There should be some behavior modification. And they're like, no, I am who I am. you just need to talk to your kids about not doing certain things that I do because I'm an adult and all of that. So you have that side of the influencer argument, the responsibility of the influencer as well.
Exactly. And so you mentioned Kim Kardashian, and so going to ask you this: like, how do you feel about influencers? You think they are allowed to reinvent themselves, such as Kim K, who has rebranded herself all throughout her life brand, and are we buying what they are selling each time?
I think
Because
so.
look at Kim K. She's capitalized in the beauty brand. So is it just a business move? Are we? Yeah, y'all buying it? And
I
Kim
think.
K isn't. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I thought you stopped. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was saying like, and not just speaking of Kim K, but people that may have reinvented themselves. A keyword in this season, what is the trending word is pivoting. As
Mhm.
these influencers pivot into other industries, whether it's food or whether it's who knows what it is, acting, whatever. Are we
Right.
buying it?
I think it depends. If I was following a fashion influencer and I followed them for a long time because of what they wore, and then one day out of the blue, they're selling a crypto course, I'm not going to buy it because I only know you from fashion, not, I've never heard you talk about crypto before or whatever it is that you want to sell. But I think they're strategic about how they pivot. If you're a fashion influencer and then you just slowly, day by day, add value talking about the crypto market and you are talking facts and you really know what you're talking about, I would say yes, I would buy it.
So you're not feeling her social activity. What is it? Social activism.
So, oh
Her
yeah, her
activism, like
activism.
how
Yeah,
she's now a lawyer, or is she a lawyer now or close
I feel
to
like
it?
she's in law school.
Yeah. Are you buying it? I mean, after all good girls can
I'm
bad
buying
girls can have a good girl side too, and
Why not? She's done everything else. Why not? I'm
and then
not
we see
saying
it.
I wouldn't hire her. That's not her demographic. But I don't object to her at least stepping out of her norm to try something different. I'll put it that way.
mm-hmm,
I agree.
yeah,
And I think that we see the fruits of what she's done so far, not even being a full on lawyer just yet. But I think if she was saying, I'm a lawyer and maybe we didn't really see the things that she's already done, it would be like, I don't know.
Like that saying in scripture about you'll know them by their fruit.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
We'll know her and everyone else by their fruit. And that goes
mm-hmm,
for Christian influences too. That's a
Mm-hmm.
right.
whole nother topic. I'm gonna leave that one
And
alone.
I know we've touched more on the secular side, but I will say that watching Rihanna transition into a
Yes.
true business mogul has been
Yes.
a breath of fresh air, and she's active in the social. Give what's the word? I'm
Social activism
social activism,
or
and when
social
she does
justice.
it, you would never think she does it just in a way that's very. You don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. Unless someone posts, and I just think it's very inspiring to see someone go from music to even have a failed venture, which was like her fashion house, which I wouldn't say failed, but it didn't do as well as the Fenty brand and the
Right.
Skin line, but she has taken over. I'm like, when you go come back to the music side for a little bit, honey?
A lot of people are saying that they're like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I love this bronzer. However,
Right.
when we gonna get new music, yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
I think in her attempt with that fashion line, it's a good lesson for anybody watching. A lot of times, people will try to push you into what everyone else is doing, and a lot of performing artists, especially singers and musicians, are pushed to create either a scent, perfume, some sort of fashion brand deal somewhere, or if not their own line, a line in a store, or it's just like certain things that they're automatically pushed to do because it worked well for someone else. And
Mm-hmm.
she pivoted and found something that works for her and is killing it in the process. So I think watching her, and I can't say that I have followed her career, but watching her as an entrepreneur on that side of things has made me go, okay, let me be mindful of the things that are unique to me versus just trying to do what everybody else is doing.
And before we wrap up this, I had had a reminder of me trying to influence and doing all these different MLMs over the years, trying to find my place.
Ooh,
Y'all
child.
want to know how many MLMs I've done?
What you
I've done
what you
Stella.
do, Patty?
Let
Which
me see.
ones
I've
did you
done
do?
Stella and Di. I've done Stella and Di. I've done the raps. I've done Young Living. I've done a lot of them. So it just makes me laugh. Okay, girl, this is you right here. You talking about
Right.
yourself. Stay one place and be put influence one lane and stay there, girl. And so we go to say nobody buying this, but they like Patty be like, what you doing now? They supported me, but they won't really they weren't really buying it. But yeah, this is a relatable topic for the folks.
I think a lot of us have had those moments where we had to figure out what our niche was
Mm-hmm.
in whatever area. And speaking of niches, it makes me think about this TikToker that I actually came across him early on in the pandemic when we were all stuck at home. It's, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but Kaban LeMay. He's a TikToker known for his videos where he is silently mocking overly complicated life hack videos. He's Senegalese, I believe. As of 2021, this dude is the second most followed TikToker. Forbes named him of the highest TikTokers. He made the list this past month, and he doesn't make as much money as everybody else. But I'm gonna leave that alone. But he simply is just showing the video of what that overcomplicated thing that person is doing, and he just shows the simplified action and says nothing. He doesn't even he uses no words, nothing. But why do you think that POC influencers aren't given the same space and opportunity as their white counterparts? Oh my lord!
Man, oh man. I'm transparent. We already know. We know what it is. This is America. Here in America, it's just like you. What Paul? It's a famous quote that Paul Mooney said. I don't think I can say it on the air, but
If it's Paul Mooney, you probably can.
everybody wants to be a
Right.
mm,
Someone black.
but
N word.
nobody wants to be a so it's like they I do I it's another topic of concern that's passionate within me. I don't have a what's the cultural appropriation, misappropriation. If I like something, I'm gonna wear it. But I do have an issue with someone that's not a person of color. I feel like it's somewhat of mocking if you're not to a degree. If you a white ass soul, and I'm not making this a race thing at all, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Taking something and
Mhm.
making it theirs, and that's just seeing what is it just seems to be the pattern of social media. Taking something well, across from all across the board,
Pop culture.
pop culture. You
If
know what
we
I'm
if
saying?
we
It's
really
like,
look at it, it's just pop. That's the
hmm
trend in pop culture in the United States, at least, or in the Western world for the last 60 years.
Right.
exactly. And I'm at this point where we can. Why are we still why are we still wanting these Anglo-Saxon corporations to give us our credit, create our own stuff, and not to be segregated, but create your own stuff. Stop waiting for these reparations that we're not getting. Stop waiting for this validation. Create your own stuff. You want it's inclusivity and all that. I get that, but it comes a point where I'm saying, you know what it is? Create your own platform.
I agree
Maybe
with
that's
that.
kind of cutthroat, but yeah.
I agree. I think Black culture has become like mainstream culture
hmm
now. It does feel like such a mockery a lot of the times where you see stuff in mainstream culture where you know it would be shamed or shunned if it was just in Black culture and an outsider was looking into that. And your Paul Mooney quote reminded me of another quote that I saw that people want Black culture but without Black people. So I don't know. I think it's just so much prejudice in so many industries. It's just like you have to create your own content and really find your own value in yourself if the corporate world isn't going to recognize that for you.
In this situation with this particular TikTok creator, he has over 126 million followers around the world. He's Senegalese, lives in Italy, and what although he has that level of popularity, he has the second largest following on TikTok. I forgot who the first one was. Second largest following on TikTok. And although he has the second largest following, he didn't make the top list of earners on TikTok. So it falls into some of the things that we're saying. What I'm thinking of is how Black people, whether we're whatever part of the diaspora we find ourselves in, whether we are from different parts of Africa, whether we're in Europe, whether we're in the Caribbean, whether we are in South America, Central America, doesn't matter, United States, we make everything cooler.
We do.
We put our special sauce on everything, which is absolutely fascinating.
And that's it's in us.
It is just natural.
It's ingrained in us.
It really is.
Like
it really is. But it was something that you said that Patty, that made me think of some platforms and things that I've seen in the past. You said that we need to create our own, and I think of times in the past where we have created our own television shows, television networks. Even back in the day, not this iteration of it, but back in the day, we had Black Planet. Just different websites and things that were safe spaces for us that no one was checking for. Even now, you have folks that try to figure out what's going on Black Twitter, which is hilarious because it's in plain sight, but yet they're trying to figure out how to find it. Just there is something that we bring to the table as creators, as creatives of color, that's very unique. And I wonder sometimes that we, in wanting to create our own platforms, does that rob other people of the experience that we're bringing to the table if we're looking in, of those who genuinely consider themselves as allies and don't want to take from, they want to applaud us, they want to engage with our content? I think sometimes it's hard to find a happy medium.
Yeah.
In this day and age. Yeah.
So this is like a pivot thing. Do I get $1,000 off? I said the keyword of the night. Anyway, are we buying followers as an influencer? Are we okay with it? Like just buying followers. You know how people, you go on these sites, you can get organic followers. So when you pay for something, and y'all cool with it just to get your name on the map?
I'm so tired of those folks in my inbox because they are forever in my inbox on Instagram. Nothing else.
Are they spam? Are some of them spam? Are some of them real? Like,
I'm sure they make money.
Right. From somebody.
My thing is this: you can buy followers, and whether you are a social media influencer or whether you are influencing people on a different type of platform in real life, but at some point, the rubber will hit the road and people will see who's really following you or how much influence you truly have. So it only goes but so far. I'm thinking of some of the things that have happened in just, I won't date us by saying something specific, but something that was trending on Twitter recently with one of the pastors out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and some of the stuff that he was doing. Everyone loves this man. They behave as if they are his personal ride or die on social media. Hashtag relationship goals, hashtag pastor goals. They're always seeing stuff like that. And sometimes I think when you get into a certain influential role, your buying followers comes from a different perspective. It looks a little different. It's not just from bots online. It's let me make this move so I can be in this pulpit or be on this platform, do this TED talk, this place or this place. And it's not about the enriching experience for yourself and just sharing a message. It's more about wanting to be on the right stage so that more people can see me, so that the shade room can see me, so these folks can see me. And that also can fall under the category of buying followers. I think that we have to look at our motives, that you're always looking at your motives. What am I in this for? And why am I saying yes to this thing? Am I saying it for personal enrichment? Am I saying it because I do believe I have a genuine message that needs to be communicated in whatever creative format? Or am I saying this just because I want to get more people to follow me and buy my stuff, and so I can flaunt that I have X amount of followers on whatever platform.
I agree with that. And I feel like I see both sides of it. I know a lot of influencers personally that buy followers in terms of like psychology and marketing, because it looks like the more followers you have, the more official that you are. And all the influencers that I know that do that are like morally right people. They actually are offering something good. There's not anything like slimy on the side or anything. But I think, I don't know if it's wrong or not in terms of buying followers to continue building, to continue to help you to get to the platform you want to get to. I don't know if that's necessarily wrong. I think it's wrong if you don't have the right intentions. If you're not, if whatever you're offering as an influencer is like a scam or something like that. I don't necessarily see it as wrong just because I've been around so many influencers that do that and they're not scamming, or what they are offering is really good. And it works and it has worked. And very rarely I find that people like catch on to that in a way, like that they want these followers.
I'm thinking for those folks, because I'm a social media producer. So the last 4 years of my career has been marketing to a certain degree. I think with some aspects of marketing, as long as you have a quality product,
Absolutely.
that's one thing. But then you've got some influencers who jump on the train of certain marketing trends. Like everybody wants to be a coach. Everybody can't coach. Stay in your lane. Everybody can't coach. Everybody wants to have some sort of digital platform, a digital boot camp of some sort. And I'm only using that term because I know a friend who is offering something unique like that. But there are tons of other people in my feed that offer that too. And not everyone needs to. Okay. Everybody can't teach. Everybody can't teach. And not everyone is even qualified to provide consistent support to other folks. But they'll put that out there. As I remember, Heather Lindsay had a situation that happened a couple of years ago where there was a certain program that you paid like $10,000 to be a part of, and the deliverables were not adding up to the amount of money that people were investing. She did what she needed to do to get the followers in, but wasn't able to deliver.
I was wondering why she fell off. Sorry. I was like, why is she not showing up on my feed? And that's why. Because, see, I don't keep up with these influencers people because I already know what I can get you. I think the thing is, and then this may not be, let me stay on topic. Buying influencers, like buying followers, if that's your thing, do it. Like Brandy kind of said, just maintain it. You pay for these followers.
Deliver.
You put your content out there, because you can tell when someone is paying for followers because they got 15,000-20,000 followers with
no engagement,
50 likes. You
no
know what I'm saying?
engagement.
Like on a picture. You know what I'm saying? But forgive me if I'm stepping off topic, but I think that we have within our own circles of 6 degrees of separation. We can be our own influence. I just throw that in there. Okay.
So good. Thank you guys for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or leave a rating or a review. Seated with Strangers is a full experience podcast, so check it out.